let's calculate delta, which is equal to b squared, which is 25 minus 4 times 1a times 4, which is equal to 9, and the square root of delta is equal to 3. Now let's calculate the roots. x1, 2 are equal to minus b plus or minus square root of delta over 2a. So x1 is equal to minus b, which is equal to plus 5 plus 3 over 2, which is equal to 10 over 2, which is equal to 5. And x2 is equal to 5 minus 3 over 2, which is equal to 1. Let's calculate the delta for y is equal to 0. Delta will be equal to b squared, which is equal to 81 minus 4 times 14, which is equal to 4 times 14 is equal to 56. So this is equal to 25. So the square root of delta is equal to 5. Now let's calculate the roots. x1 is equal to minus 9 plus 5 over 2, which is equal to minus 4 minus 2. x2 is equal to minus 9 minus 5 over 2, which is equal to minus 14 over 2, means minus 7. These are two roots that we need to know. Actually means 9 minus x squared is equal to 0. And the function 9 minus x squared is an a squared minus b squared function, which is equal to a minus b, a plus b. So this is equal to 3 minus x times 3 plus x. Therefore, x would be either plus 3 or minus 3. You can solve this question in two ways, and I would like to show you both ways too. First one is the classical way, in which I just expand here, which comes out to be x squared minus 6x plus 9 is equal to 5, and I subtract 5 from each side. So x squared minus 6x plus 4 is equal to 0, and I just calculate delta from here, which is equal to b squared, which is 36 minus 4 times 1 times 4. So this is this is equal to 20, and delta square root of delta is equal to 2 square root of 5 square root of 20. Therefore, x1 would be equal to minus b, which is equal to plus 6 plus 2 root 5 over 2, or 3 plus root 5, and the other one is 6 minus 2 root 5 over 2, which is 3 minus square root of 5. Now this is the first way. Now I'd like to show you the second way. It's gonna be a little bit using a little bit more mind than anticipated. Let me write down the question once more so everything will be clear. This was the first way, okay? Now x minus 3 squared is equal to 5. If I take square root of both sides at this point, what I have is x minus 3 is equal to either minus square root of 5 or plus square root of 5. Since when I take square of both numbers, I would reach 5. So I have now two equations. Now I'm going from two ways, okay? X is equal to x minus 3 is equal to minus square root of 5, or x minus 3 is equal to plus square root of 5. So I have two equations. The rest is easy. I just add 3 to each sides now. So what I have here is x is equal to 3 minus square root of 5, And what I have in here is x is equal to 3 plus square root of 5, which are identical with each other. You could choose any way that you want. Let's find the delta value, which is equal to 22 square minus 4 times 11, 4 times 21, sorry, which is equal to 484 minus 484, which is equal to 0. So we have only one root, double root there. Let's find it, which is equal to, that x is equal to b 22 over 2. This is equal to 11. Divide each side by 9 first. So we have x squared is equal to 25, which means that x squared minus 25 is equal to 0 when I subtract 25 from each side. So this means that x minus 5, x plus 5 is equal to 0, which means that x should be either 5 or minus 5. This is the short way. Now let's do it in the longer way and in the classical way. For this equation, x squared minus 25, let's find delta value, which is equal to b squared is 0, since there is no b here, minus 4 times 1 times minus 25, so it's going to be plus 25, which is equal to 100. So delta is, square root of delta is equal to 10. So x1 is equal to minus b, there's no b here, so minus 10 over 2a, which is equal to 2, which gives us minus 5, and the other x value is plus 10 over 2, which is equal to 5. Solve this question in two ways again. Let's solve it in the long way first. Let me expand it, which is x squared minus 14x plus 49 is equal to 5. When I subtract 5 from each side, what I have is x squared minus 14x plus 44 is equal to 0. Now let's calculate delta value. Delta is equal to b squared, which is 14 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, 44, which is equal to 196 minus 176, which is equal to 20. So the square root of delta is equal to 2 square root of 5. Now let's find the x values. x1 is equal to minus b, which is equal to plus now minus 14. So 14 minus 2 square root of 5 over 2a, which is equal to 2, which is equal to 7 minus square root of 5. And the second one is 14 plus 2 square root of 5 over 2, which is 7 plus square root of 5. This is the first way that we can do, that we can solve this question. Let me show you the second way too. Now, as we see, the question is x minus 7 squared is equal to 5. When I take the square root of this function, what I have would be equal to x minus 7 is equal to square root of 5, or x minus 7 could be equal to square root of minus 5, because the square of both numbers yield to 5 too. Let's solve it in both ways then, because these two will give me two different x values. So when I add 7 to here both sides, what I would have would be x is equal to 7 plus square root of 5, and in this case what I would have when I add 7, x would be equal to 7 minus square root of 5. Value, which is equal to b squared minus 4 times a times c this is equal to 32. So square root of delta is equal to square root of 32, which is 4 square root of 2. Now let's find x values. x1 is equal to minus b, which is equal to minus 8. That makes plus 8 minus 4 square root of 2 over 2. And x2 is equal to 8 plus 4 square root of 2 over 2. This is equal to, when I simplify by 2, this is equal to 4 minus 2 square root of 2, and this is equal to 4 plus 2 square root of 2. Please remember that in a function like ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, multiplication of the roots x1, x2 is equal to c over a, and the sum of the roots is equal to x1 plus x2 is equal to minus b over a. Now we know both the roots here, so we can find this function easily. What we have is x1 times x2, c over a is equal to 1 over 2 times 3 over 2, which is equal to 3 over 4. So the ratio of c to a is equal to 3 to 4. And let's find the other one. Minus b over a is equal to 1 over 2 plus 3 over 2, which is equal to 4 over 2. Or you could say, for convenience reasons, 8 over 4. The reason that I say is equal to 8 over 4 is that I need to find a here. So now I was looking for some ratio. Let's name that ratio now. If a is equal to 4, then b will be equal to minus, because minus b is equal to 8, b will be equal to minus 8. Let me write those down. If a is equal to 4, b will be equal to minus 8, and c will be equal to 3. So the function would be 4x squared minus 8x plus 3 is equal to 0. This question in two different ways. One is calculating the roots of this equation from the equation given and sum these up and divide them to their multiplication, which will take time forever. So I would not suggest you to do that in the exam. So the other one is to remember that the sum of the roots is equal to minus b over a, and the multiplication of the roots is equal to c over a. What they are asking to me so is equal to minus b over a over c over a, which is equal to minus b over a times a over c. I don't care what a is from now on, so what I have is minus b over c, which is equal to, b is equal to 7, so minus b is equal to minus 7, c is equal to 10, so the answer I'm looking for is minus 7 over 10. This question in two different ways. One, by calculating the delta, which is equal to 49, 7 squared, b squared, minus 4ac, which is equal to, this is 25, 24, so this is equal to 25. So delta, square root of delta is equal to 5. So x1 is equal to minus b, minus 7, plus 5 over 2a. A is equal to 1, so this is equal to minus 1. And x2 is equal to minus 7 minus 5 over 2, which is equal to minus 12 over 2, which is minus 6. So my two values are these. Let's simplify both sides by 225 first. So what we have is x squared is equal to 4. When I subtract 4 from each side, what I have is x squared minus 4 is equal to 0. So this means this is a square difference, x minus 2 times x plus 2 is equal to 0, so that x1 is equal to 2 and x2 is equal to minus 2. On the other hand, if you would like to solve it in the classical way, you can do it too. Let's calculate it that way too. Delta for this equation, delta is equal to b squared, which is equal to 0, minus 4 times a times c. So that's minus 4 times a is equal to 1 times minus c. So delta is equal to 16, and square root of delta is equal to 4. x1 is equal to minus b, which is equal to 0, minus 4 over 2, which is equal to minus 2, and x2 is equal to plus 4 over 2, which is equal to 2.